Did you know that for War Machine, Alan Richardson performed many of his own stunts, including an underwater sequence that required extended breath holds of up to 2 minutes? I've been hearing great things about the newest Netflix original movie, War Machine, starring Alan Richardson, and I was like, fine, I'll check it out, see what the hype's about, see if it's as good as people are saying, and I saw it last night, and I gotta say, I was actually very happy with this movie. It wasn't exactly what I was expecting. I didn't have a super high bar for it. It definitely went above my expectations, and I was very impressed by a lot of the aspects of this movie. I have three things that I liked, and my last thing is definitely my favorite. First thing I liked was the story and the characters. The story, I thought originally was just going to be kind of a boring, heard it all before story of military versus robot, and wasn't going to be anything special. Just very formulaic. This actually went a little bit of a different route. I found Alan's performance to be pretty strong. I wouldn't say he's like a super great actor. I don't think he has a whole lot of range. But for this, I found like his character, which we don't even know what his real name is, but 81's character was really well fleshed out. Some really great backstory and some really emotional moments at times, and got to see a lot of vulnerability with a guy who really doesn't show his vulnerability. He's just intimidating, he's strong, he's just got that piercing look, 1,000-yard stare, but we get to see him open up about what he went through, and the story's pretty well established, pretty well grounded. I was impressed by that. Then the other characters were all nice little additions. I can't remember what his number was, but he was the other team leader who got really, really injured. I just really like kind of the scene at the end. That's kind of what really broke down Alan's character, and just you see a guy like Alan and he's unstoppable, but then you see him as vulnerable as he gets. Man, it actually got pretty intense at times, emotionally speaking. Second thing I liked, the action and the stunts were really impressive. First of all, this movie tackling the Rangers. I only know one person in my life who's a ranger, and I had no idea it was really that hard to become a ranger. I mean, I know they're a very elite unit. Showing all the 8 weeks of ranger training, and they actually had real rangers come in to help lead and direct and really showcase like this is what they really go through. Was raw, was gritty, was everything you would want in a kind of movie like this that really shows you just pushing you to your limits, all of your limits, and then some. But just like the camaraderie and just the strong brotherhood that's formed through tests like this. Then the action, the stunts were incredible. I mean, Alan pushed himself this time for sure. I've watched a couple interviews with him, and he says, yeah, I did as many stunts as I could do safely. I wanted to make it as real and as raw as possible. I want to really go in on this role. And he just really blew away my expectations when it came to just how hard he went in. You can't catch a break. This is the kind of movie where you just can't catch a break. You can't. It's always something else and something worse. And these guys are just beat the crap, and it's relentless. Like the robot never gives up, and the robot honestly reminds me of, I can't remember what kind of design it is, but someone said it reminded them of the RoboCop robot. But also the design I'm thinking of, I can't. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I saw it and immediately I'm like, why does that robot design look so familiar? But it was really cool. Like, that's really neat design. I'm glad they mixed it up a little bit. They made it more engaging, intriguing with that robot, and I can't wait to see the robot's origin in the future, which there's most likely going to be a number 2. Hasn't been greenlit yet, but the odds are it's going to happen. Then my last thing is my favorite scene. I'd say the one scene that really stood out to me and it is a little bit ridiculous, but when they created that zip line going across the river, and they're trying to get the injured sergeant across, and he starts slipping, and they're holding on to him by one hand. That was insane. It really was a little bit ridiculous, but at the same time, it's like, man, like they are just killing their bodies. They're just going through it. And just the tension was really good. I didn't really mind the predictability of this movie. It was in a fun way. It was in this isn't very realistic, but at the same time, doesn't have to be. It was just one of those movies where you could sit back, relax, and enjoy it and still have a great time. So I highly recommend check out War Machine right now on Netflix. So for War Machine, I'm going to give a 7 out of 10 Mudflaps. Remember, leave me a thumbs up and drop in the comments below. What is your favorite movie about robots? See you soon.